We're here at the Mseni Retreat Centre on this beautiful Saturday afternoon for one of Phumelela CSI projects. And with me to tell us all about the CODA retreat that's assembled here at the Mseni Retreat is Tshepiso Mokoena, who is the founder of the TMFSA Foundation. Tshepiso, lovely to have you here. Tell us about your foundation and, of course, what CODA is all about as well.
Thank you so much, Julie, for this opportunity. Tshepiso Mokoena Foundation was actually founded initially in 2008, but then it was registered because of the lack of funding that we didn't have. It was then registered in 2012, and the reason for Tshepiso Mokoena Foundation is because of the legacy that my paternal uncle, who was a leader in the deaf community, was very passionate about women development, deaf kids, and even hearing kids, just to empower them. So I had to take the baton and then run with it. So what we do as Tshepiso Mokoena Foundation is that we work with deaf women, deaf children, and CODAs. A CODA is a child of a deaf adult, meaning that both parents are deaf, and also sometimes it could be a hearing parent and a deaf parent, but both they apply to being a CODA as a child of a deaf adult. And we also have CODAs, which is a CODA, and KODAs. The CODAs are from the age of 18 upwards, and the KODAs, which are the kids of a deaf adult, are from birth until the age of 18. So this retreat is the first annual retreat in South Africa, where we all CODAs throughout South Africa converge here at Mseni to share our experiences. And also our long-term goal is to have CODASA, which is a Child of a Deaf Adult South Africa organization, which is run and governed by CODAs themselves, and owning the organization to empower other CODAs, not only in South Africa though, but eventually throughout Africa.
It's a fantastic initiative. Congratulations, and well done for getting it going. Thank you. What does the foundation actually do for these children and the adults?
The foundation has different programs, like for instance the program that is being funded by the Betting World and Phumelela. It's on the EduTech, which is education technology, where we have identified 12 girls in the Gauteng province, because the sponsorship is basically meant for Gauteng beneficiaries, to train them on app development. We know that girls are not empowered when it comes to technology. So we have identified 12 girls who will be trained next year. We started with launching a competition and visiting all the deaf schools in the Gauteng province, which is about 6 deaf schools, where we went and introduced the competition. And they were very keen, and they shown interest because it was something that is very peculiar to them, even though they're using apps in their phone, but they did not know the importance of having an app, and that app to develop their literacy and also to educate themselves using the app. So the EduTech program, it's mainly about empowering them in a fun way, but at the same time educating them. And then the second one is the CODA Rep, which is a Children of Deaf Adult Retreat program, where the objective is to have, like I mentioned earlier, that is to have that structure in South Africa that is going to empower as many CODAs as we can. And in 2020, we want to host a CODA International Conference, which will be the first CODA International Conference to be hosted by the African country, since CODA International has been founded in 1983.
Tshepiso, I admire you. I think you've got a long road ahead of you, but we wish you all the best, and thank you for allowing Phumelela and Betting World to be part of this venture with you.
Thank you so much, Judy. And like I said earlier on, that this is the most important program that is run by TMF, and we're also grateful and appreciate Betting World and Phumelela to believing in our work on making an impact and touching the lives of many deaf people in South Africa.
Well, it's lovely to have Bibi Lunat here at the Mseni Retreat Centre, who is part of the CODA retreat as well here this afternoon. And Bibi is the General Manager and Legal and Compliance of Phumelela. Bibi, lovely to have you here, and of course to be part of this CODA retreat.
We are around all the provinces in South Africa between Phumelela and Betting World, and we're very much part of the communities, and we so want to make a difference in the communities that our business is in. And when we discovered what Tshepiso was doing, it just resonated with us that it was something that wasn't getting a lot of attention, and it was something that we really wanted to back.
How many projects has Phumelela got involved with?
We're trying to do projects in each of the provinces. Like I said, we are a national business, and there's a particular drive within our organization to give back. So we're looking at Gauteng, we look at Limpopo, Northwest, KZN as well, and we just want to roll out more and more and do more for the communities that we're involved in.
This sounds like an exciting project to be part of.
It does. I'm very excited and to be part of this and to be able to contribute to its success. The beneficiaries are, like I said, it's something that you don't hear every day. It's for deaf kids, women and youth, and trying to integrate them into normal communities. And I think that's such a critical benefit that we can actually contribute to, and we're very excited by the opportunity.
I've caught up with Andiswe here at the Mseni Retreat Centre, who is a CODA. And Andiswe, lovely to have you here. And tell us about what being a CODA is.
Being a CODA is the most interesting, very different experience, but wonderful. I am a CODA. My father's deaf, my mom's hearing. So South African Sign Language is my home language. I'm bilingual, I'm bicultural, I'm colorful, and I am a CODA, and I'm proud to be a CODA. It is who I am. I was born into it. I didn't choose, can I have hearing parents, deaf parents? It was kind of, this is who you are, and let's go.
What benefits do you get out of being part of this retreat?
Coming to this retreat has really, because I've never attended one before. It's always done in Europe countries and other countries. We've never had one in South Africa or Africa for that matter. I found a safe zone, a safe place where I can load things. I mean, there are no doctors or psychologists here, but I've offloaded so much, and I see the pain that I went through and the joys that I went through, that we all went through the same struggle. And I'm thinking of the younger coders who are coming after us, how much more they will benefit from us coming here this weekend and spreading the word and doing more of these weekends. It is life-changing. I found sisters, I found brothers, I found that I'm not alone.
Well, I'm privileged to have caught up with another CODA, and with me is Nasipe to tell us all about it. Nasipe, your first time on camera, so you're a little bit nervous, but don't worry about the camera. Talk to me and tell us what about being a CODA to you means.
Well, being a CODA, I wish it was something that I chose, because I wouldn't mind choosing it even now. Being born by parents whom are deaf and coming into this world that everything seemed so confusing, and having to pave way, make it out, it's phenomenal. It has been an ongoing strength gain each day, and having to embrace who you are, embrace your environment, embrace the people that you live with. It has been a life-changing. It has opened so many doors and so many opportunities that I don't think that most people are privileged at having.
Most people would find it extremely challenging for what you've been through, but yet you've embraced it.
It has not been easy. It has not been easy, and having to embody that with you, that you have deaf parents and you have to be matured at a young age, and you need to grow up and be the ears of your parents. It has been a challenge, but knowing each day that you have these two loving deaf parents that love you, and their love is so unconditional, it amounts to nothing on this earth, and everything, they just give you support and love. That has made everything for me to be able to deal with life challenges every day and move on and know that I am stronger than I am portrayed, since now everyone perceives that the deaf I am a minority, and I feel like I'm coming from a squashed place. But I broke out of that shell and wanting to prove that no, it's not true. This is my identity. This is who I am, and I'm proud to be born there.
How's this retreat this weekend benefited you?
It's phenomenal. It's amazing, and I am so happy to be part of it. We never get such opportunities, and when they are presented to us, we'd grab them with both hands. It has been lovely having to meet other coders that are exactly like you, and you find that you all go through the same thing. You share laughters and jokes. They're mostly like the same jokes, like you're coming from, okay, are we coming from the same parent? Yes. And it has been amazing, and I want to take whatever that we've been gaining up to so far, go back home, capacitate other coders, have a voice in our community, be recognized, we also have a capacity.
Okay, so we're now going to chat to Andrew Bond, and this is most intriguing because we are going to be getting an insight about rural racing in the Eastern Cape.
In the faint distance, you may well be able to hear the sound of rushing water, and that's because I'm standing on the Kai River Bridge. The old railway bridge, of course, in the far side, you'll see the main road separating East London and Cornwall, which is on the other side of Mthatha, about 60 kilometers. Now, every self-respecting racehorse owner in South Africa would love nothing more than to race in the Vodacom Durban July, or the Lormorans Queen's Plate, the Sunmet, the Sansui Summer Cup or the Charity Mile, or any one of the other big races. Traditional racing is completely different, and the 26th of December 2017 heralds the 105th renewal of this particular event, and we're going to find out exactly what happens at traditional racing with some incredibly interesting people. I'm not exactly sure how long this event has been going, but I know it's over 100 years. I've heard figures of 1907, I've heard 1952, I've heard a whole myriad of different numbers. But the point is that it's a heritage-filled event, and we are hopefully going to be able to speak to some important dignitaries, not least of all a man called Madiba, who runs the whole show. Quite ironic, really, because this place is only about 70 kilometers from Qunu, which of course was the birthplace of our great beloved Madiba. We also believe that General Bantu Holomisa is going to be there, and we're also going to speak to a whole lot of other dignitaries that will make it abundantly clear of just how much funding is needed to make this event continue on its merry way. What does this mean to the people of this particular area?
It means the development of horse racing, the development of their heritage, putting people together for social cohesion. And we want it to be supported in terms of finances to make it grow. That's what the government needs to do and private sector to develop our people for the development of mankind. That's exactly what has made you to be here. And we really appreciate that we have come all the way to support this initiative. You know, ever since it started, it has been a combination of all sorts of racing, you know. And mainly it is a traditional horse racing reflecting the culture of the Pondomise people as well of the Xhosas generally and Pondos. We include all various Nguni people together as part of heritage and development. We also want to promote a tourist attraction by this initiative, sport and development.
The area of Mhlonhlo, it's got a history of horse racing. They are horse racing lovers. This initiative started in 1920. I am told I wasn't there by that time. So the people of here used to host this event during the Boxing Day to ensure that all the people around here, they're not involved under crimes at the same time. So you could see the people that turn up in this event, that it is beautiful because it comes from their heart. It's what we do for recreation to keep us happy during this time of the year.
My name is Xolile Nkompela, the ANC chairperson in the region of OR Tambo, respectively the Speaker of OR Tambo District Municipality. Also, as a person who has been the jockey of the horses, who's also owning the horses. This is a traditional race that was started by our forefathers. We grow up jockeying horses here, and it's attracting a lot of people here. As you can see the crowd here, no one is transporting those people to come here. They come on their own on the Boxing Day. And we committed ourselves because we have seen that the people, they love this race. And also it's a traditional race which has been here and is growing a lot of jockeys here. Now the winners here, they are prepared to go and represent our province in Durban in Dundee, July, and they went to Annaberg, they went to Maritzburg, they went to Berlin. So this is the race which we regard as the highest level in the province.
It's good to see that this is a project of the community, driven by the community themselves. And all what is needed is for the government to meet them halfway in terms of improving the infrastructure, fencing off, put some floodlights so that people, when they finish late, they can still move around freely. I hope that you guys will spread the gospel out there, that these people need a better intervention from the state and also some sponsors. You know, if the kids here were to go back home with some Christmas presents, even if it's for the kids to take something to carry their books, it would have gone a long way. But I do remember my early days when I was a head boy, that my father used to make sure that I collect those horses and be safe. Please do call me when you need some guidance in terms of approaching the private sector to come and see what they can do for the people here.
We know that the people will be gathered here and watching these horses racing here, and the government also, the local sphere, provincial, the MEC, that is Pemi Machodin, and the OR Tambo district municipality as led by Mayor Nomakosa Zanamet, and the Mhlonhlo local municipality as led by Honorable Mayor Ujwili. They are assisting this race. So we love this race. But it is so unfortunate for the business people around here not to understand that they have to inject a lot of funds, because the rural people who are spending money in their businesses are the people who are racing those horses. So your support to be here, we believe that it will take this race further for people to have an interest and come and invest to this very much important sport.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I wish that other youth can also do the great things. It must not end to me. They must also do other things and also stop drugs and alcohol, focus on school, and also church and youthful things like this program, like today. It was in Excel.
Well, we're now on our way back to East London after having attended the most unique horse racing day that I have ever attended. We hope that you've enjoyed the fair, and we certainly promise to be able to bring you a bigger and better show during the course of 26 December 2018. Thanks for joining us. I'm Andrew Bond reporting from the Kai River Bridge.